You're at a job interview. You get the "What is your biggest weakness?" question. What is your answer? Terrified at public speaking is usually the one I go with. It's fairly relatable but easy to brush off by saying I get past it through practice. It also has the benefit of being true. It's socially acceptable to be bad at public speaking. You don't do it enough. Best answer emo. Edit, I mean actually public speaking. Not group meetings, not being a teacher etc. Microphone speaking. Yes, some jobs this is a bad idea. I'm not good at something I don't have experience in. Majority of people do not have experience public speaking in front of a crowd. If you apply to team leader jobs or other jobs where it will be necessary to hold meetings or talk at meetings about the work you do, I could definitely see this answer disqualify you. This is what I've been thinking about with an interview I have coming up. I'm a terrible public speaker, and get very nervous, but if it's something I'm knowledgeable about I have found I can push through it, as I know that I know what I'm talking about. Then say that the question is not about sharing your deepest flaw, but showing that you are self-aware, can admit when wrong and most importantly are working on improving. Explain how you are limited by the flaw, how you are mitigating the impact and how you are working on improving yourself in that aspect. That's the key emo. The important part is how you address and compensate for your weakness. I can be forgetful, so I carry a notebook to ensure I don't miss anything important. Think, what is the weakness? How does it affect your performance? How do you compensate? For example, I can be too brief in my explanations of what went wrong because I assume people have more knowledge than they do. As a result, sometimes people get confused or dismiss my instructions, leading to problems. As a result, I've learned to always follow up the ensure they get it, and watch for body language that indicates they might be confused. So it starts as a negative, but your compensation turns it into a positive. Exactly, but I've seen people give presentations at work on things they built, and flubber though it. I saw them build it. They should and do know it inside and out but act like they've never seen it before. I'm usually terrible at public speaking as well, but if I'm knowledgeable on the subject I'm speaking about, even if I stumble around sometimes, I'll convey my point well. And that stumbling decreases with practice. It's when I'm forced to present something that I didn't help make or something I slapped together in 30 minutes. I guess you could say I'm good at explaining things but not at presenting things. People always say the key to public speaking is picturing everyone in their underwear. Not true. The key is to have a stiff drink before you go up. Don't get drunk and slur your words, just have one and go up there with the liquid confidence. Edit, just saw your username and want you to know I appreciate it. This is what I learned in my public speaking class. It doesn't matter how bad you are at public speaking, as long as you know your topic, your speech will be fine. Say that you are driven to succeed, and part of that is having nerves while presenting, but something you pride yourself on is your ability to work through it and still get the job done. Turn it around. Say that one of the reasons that you're interested in the job is as an opportunity to practice and improve your public speaking skills. Thankfully I won't have to do it too much, but there will be the odd occasion. It will still be worth saying, I think. There is a big difference in my case of speaking publicly to a known audience versus to an unfamiliar one. The latter terrifies me, but I am working on it. Honestly, I can get very, very nervous and anxious before a major presentation to my superiors or an unknown audience. However, when speaking through a meeting with my peers or those I supervise or oversee, I feel nothing. Practice is huge. I was a TA in grad school and that was a big help. Your greatest weakness is that you tend to expect a lot from others, because you hold yourself to a pretty high standard. Or, your greatest weakness is unwinding and finding downtime on the weekends. You're usually caught up trying to learn something new instead of working on your ABC hobby. My husband has the same problem. His doctor gave him 0.25 milligrams of Xanax to take before a meeting, speech, tour group etc. He said it works like magic. Now you got to talk to your doctor into it. My husband only gets 5 of them for a month, so it's not like he's going to get addicted to them. And he doesn't even use them all up in a month. If asked and you give a short answer like this, it'll certainly count against you. Assuming actual public speaking, conferences, presentations to unfamiliar audiences, interaction with media etc. isn't part of the job description you're applying for, nothing wrong with talking about this as a weakness. You should quickly, as in early in the convo, I don't mean rushed, clarify the scenarios you mean, i.e. no problem with internal meetings and workshops, cite example. Then as you said, if you're comfortable with the material you're very capable, cite example, you're aware of your limited experience in less prepared situations so wouldn't feel as confident. Happy to practice and improve if within scope of the role, otherwise empower and support colleagues who would be better suited. Very few people are naturally confident and competent at public speaking, even those that are often still get nervous. It's a good answer topic to this type of cue because it's very relatable, unlikely to be a showstopper and avoids all the stupid "my weakness is I prioritize work over my life" and "I'm so strongly quality results driven I can come across overbearing or aloof with my colleagues." Personally hate this question in interviews because it's so rarely answered candidly. It's expected, although I think increasingly not asked, so most people will rehearse a good answer rather than an applicable example that's useful info for the interviewer.